Originally released in 1982 by a then 44-year-old director named Ridley Scott, you may know him for some of his small underground films such as Gladiator and Alien. Blade Runner is a film that popularized the sci-fi subgenre of cyberpunk on the big screen. At the time of its release, sci-fi in film was a genre mostly dominated by themes of space travel, adventure, and awe, spectacles of distant worlds with alien landscapes and utopian visions. When audiences thought of science fiction on screen, they thought of films like Star Wars, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and shows like Star Trek. These older sci fi media often depicted high tech space operas, utopian visions of the future, and generally positive portrayals of advanced societies. This is not to say grittier aesthetics hadn't been explored on screen before, however. Films like Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange and one of Ridley Scott's previous films, Alien, both delved into themes of dystopian futures. A Clockwork Orange presents a decaying society rife with violence and moral corruption, while Alien suggests that even in the future, the struggles of commerce and trade persist. The crew of the Nostromo are essentially space truckers, hardworking individuals trying to survive in their world, only to be hunted down by a creature completely foreign to their way of life. It wasn't until the release of Blade Runner in 1982, however, that cyberpunk themes were fully realized on screen. But what exactly is cyberpunk? Cyberpunk is a subgenre of science fiction that explores themes of increasing societal and moral decay within a rapidly advancing technological world. It often features elements such as artificial intelligence, environmental degradation, corporate control, body modification, and the ethical dilemmas these advancements create. Many cyberpunk narratives blend elements of crime fiction, incorporating film noir tropes like hard-boiled detectives, femme fatales, and omnipresent shadowy powers operating behind the scenes.
Get it, Jake? It's Chinatown.
The genre presents a vision of the future where technology and humanity are deeply intertwined, yet society remains fractured and unjust. Some of the most famous literary works in the cyberpunk genre include Neuromancer by William Gibson, which introduced the concept of cyberspace as we know it today. Manga and comics such as Judge Dredd and Akira, which both depict dystopian urban landscapes filled with crime and corruption. And of course, the novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick, upon which Blade Runner is based. The film adaptation took the novel's philosophical questions about identity, memory, and what it means to be human, and wrapped them in a visually stunning, neon lit, rain soaked world that would define the cyberpunk aesthetic for decades to come. Blade Runner's influence on the cyberpunk genre and sci-fi as a whole cannot be overstated. Its depiction of a grim neon-drenched future where towering corporate monoliths dominate the skyline and synthetic beings question their own existence has shaped countless films, video games, and literary works in the decades since its release. The film's exploration of artificial intelligence, corporate overreach, and existential dread remains as relevant today as it was in 1982, making Blade Runner not just a cornerstone of cyberpunk cinema, but one of the most enduring and thought-provoking sci-fi films of all time.